Welcome to Fly Past. My name's Simon. Good to see you. We are in the Huey again. We are looking down here on the countryside of sort of eastern Belgium. We're flying from Liège, heading to the town of Namur. And we are looking at this area here is where basically the Prussian army of 1815 are billeted. They're spread over this area which we're flying over now. Because they've got lots of cavalry and infantry, they don't want to impact the local population too much, so they're spread over a wide area. And this is one of the reasons why Napoleon can get a march on these guys. If you're new to Flight Pass, so this is what we do. A very small channel, so please help by liking and subscribing and all that sort of stuff. It's niche. Let's put it that way. It is a niche channel. We, if you're into Flight Simulator, we'll have some flying. I can sort of turn some knobs on and off, but otherwise just casually flying. And if you like your history, then we do a bit of amateur history here. But the main thing, it sounds crazy, but the reason why I do this is because I'm one of those guys that when they've got a history book in their hand, has always got his finger stuck on the page with the maps and flicking backwards and forwards. And what I like to do is, if I'm reading about a subject, is I like to get an actual look at the landscape itself, so that you can really see or try to imagine what the people saw at that time. And so when Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 comes out with this one-to-one recreation of the world using satellite technology and in some places photogrammic imagery, it means we can actually look at real fields, real slopes, real distances, and get a pretty cool look on things. And we've done a series on D-Day. We're doing this on Waterloo, and with the helicopter, for example, we have the ability to do something you wouldn't be able to do in real life, and that is jump out and have a look around, get low, get down to the ground, all the things you couldn't do in real life. We can do in the Flight Simulator. So the idea of this channel is, I must have been drunk, I suppose, at the time, but is to just chat away and do what I would normally do anyway, if I wasn't streaming. But I thought some people out there might enjoy this, and if you're one of the 75 followers now on Twitch, you are in a very small exclusive group, and if you're in the 24, I think, subscribers on YouTube, you're in an even more elite group. You've put up with my wafflings, and you can see the benefits. And this channel is new. I have been trying to play around with some formats, change some of the head-up displays, sorting out some volumes and things like that. But please, hopefully you can forgive all that sort of stuff, but you can see the vision that I have for it. And the idea is, as well, is for you to come on and actually ask questions. Guy at the back has been around for a bit now. He's been saying stuff, and he's... I want a group of people like him, like we had... believe it or not, Wellington of Waterloo, similar, comes in, asks questions, wants to see stuff, and we can incorporate you into the stream. You can become part of the production. And if you do chat, you'll be on the left-hand side because you are my co-pilots. So your responsibility is to make sure that I'm flying straight and level, that I'm not going to crash into a tree or a hill, that you're to tell me if there's a reason why there's a flashing light on the dashboard, You're also responsible for making sure that my facts are correct, that I pronounce things correctly, and all that sort of stuff. And so if anything happens, like I crash or get something wrong, it's your fault. It's nothing to do with me. And yeah, so I won't take any responsibility at all, basically. I'm just sitting here. I'm just your host. I'm the chauffeur, basically. Hey, so on that note, let's... I was going to tell you, talk about numbers. And we were talking about the Prussians. Make sure... Are you... This is a book, it's called The Waterloo Campaign, 1850, the German Victory. So for Guy out there, you are... and this one's for you. Watch this thing. Oh, shit. Whoa. Did I just fly in between that? Right, well, okay. So that was your fault. Yeah, hi. Right, so numbers. Let's talk some numbers. We spoke about Wellington's numbers being in a region of about 90,000. Prussian army at the time, we're looking here at possibly 128,000 men by June 1815. Cyborn quotes that number, and they have around about 312 guns. Of that 128,000, probably 100,000 odd is infantry, probably 12,000 cavalry, and 5,000 artillery personnel. And then you've got all your sappers and other bits and bobs. So they were divided into corps. And I think we're looking at about 4 corps for the Prussian army. The first corps, now this is where I crucify the pronunciation. The first corps is under von Zeithen. And these had... some Westphalian Landwehr, as we mentioned before, these sort of nationalistic kind of older sort of hunting kind of guys. They were in this corps, but as I said before, it was split into this sort of into these little mini armies. So there was a corps of cavalry and artillery. They had some horse batteries involved on that. This looks like a very big quarry. I'm not sure what that is, what sort of thing they're quarrying for here. Seems to be below the level of the river almost. That's pretty amazing. This is probably the River Sambre. The second corps of the Prussian army was under the command of Perch. Now, there's several Perches, I believe, in the Prussian army. So they call this one Perch 1. Again, they have he has elements of Westphalian Landwehr, Elba that Landwehr. They got a second corps cavalry, some dragoons, and they have 3-horse batteries with 12-pounders and some 6-pounders. The third corps is under the command of Thielmann, and we're talking Kurmark Landwehr here, basically, with Uhlans and Hussars, cavalry with some dragoons, and artillery, 3-horse batteries, 1 12-pounder battery, and 2 6-pounder batteries. This is the town of Namur. So this is where Blucher would come to when he moves up from Liège. Let's get the... So we've moved from Liège here. We're now down at Namur. This is the river, I believe it's the river Sambre. Could be where this river that flows to Charleroi. Actually, it could be that there's 2 rivers here, isn't there? There's one. Is it the Meuse? And then the Sambre comes off here. A big castle here on the citadel of Namur. So this is the cool thing about... oh yeah, you can't see it. This is a cool thing about this method of madness, is that you get to see places in the world where you would never even think about visiting. So we are just over the citadel of Namur, looking down on the river there. And what we'll do next, we'll fly from Namur. We'll head now to Sombref. Now, this is what the important thing is because a lot of when the Prussians are defeated here at Ligny, Grouchy is sent to chase the Prussians, and one of the belief is that they will fall back on their supply route, which would be Namur back up to Liège here. But they don't. They head north instead to Wavre, and that's one of the key decisions that means that the Battle of Waterloo is even possible in the first place. And the so where we are numbers wise, so the 4th Corps was Bulau. They were some Neumark Landwehr, Pomeranian Landwehr, and Silesian Landwehr. They had a cavalry corps, the 4th Cavalry Corps, under the command of the Prince William of Prussia, and an artillery corps associated with that. And what you find is that the corps are dotted around the place, with the 1st Corps down towards Charleroi, and Buller's 4th Corps further back. Right, let's find our route. and we'll head back to Sombref. Whilst we do that, we can have a look at some of the French army's numbers, and we can then do some chat about some of the tactics involved, and then we'll be set up then to really tackle the events of from around about the 14th of June to the 18th of June. So you've got to imagine as well, so we're talking this area here with the Prussians in it. So when news of the distances we're going to fly now, what to imagine is that anything that happens in Charleroi has to be delivered by hand, messenger. And so these are the sort of distances that you have to, for the messengers to have to travel. So you get an idea then not only that a messenger would have to travel to see Blucher's headquarters, which is here at Namur, but then he would insist on it being forwarded to Wellington. So you can understand then sometimes when these messengers would take hours to get to their recipient, and so this is the pressing nature that Napoleon imposes on his troops in order to press quickly before these the Allies can organize themselves. This is the River Sambre here winding down, and this will wind all the way down to Charleroi, and we'll come up to that when we get to the beginning of the campaign. If you're watching on Twitch today, we will be. It's going to be a bit of a marathon session today. I might have a break for lunch, but I'm going to try and push on through a lot of the stream today, trying to get the story moving along a bit faster. You can tell when we do these things. I like to sort of keep it sort of slow. We can go back and see bits in the future as more and more people join. The plans for the future at the moment, I think we have done D-Day, we've done Waterloo. I wanted to do the Falklands War. I think that would be pretty cool to do in the Huey. But it won't always be military history. I try to maybe mix it up a bit. But you know, the movement of troops tends to be good to try to follow. We won't just do this period. We'll try and do other periods as well. We'll look at things like the English Civil War, American Civil War, Vietnam, Anglo-Zulu War, anything basically that benefits from flying in the simulator. I wanted also to do, I think I was going to do a trench line flight from the North Sea to the Alps on the First World War. And we'll look at other elements of the Second World War as well. And definitely going to do a bit of the Normandy campaign, Operation Market Garden, and we might look at Barbarossa as well. Wanted to do Napoleon's journey from Corsica right when he was a kid, and do his whole journey and campaigns. And we'll look at Wellington as well, and do his probably have a look at some of his battles in India and in the peninsula. So we can see on the horizon here the town of Sombref. So this is where, watch out for that. This is where I believe it was agreed at that place which we called Tienen, which we flew over in the previous section, or Tilmont that they called in 1815. This is where Blucher agreed that if Napoleon comes up from Charleroi, which is down past Fleurus over here, then he would come to this. He would move his army to form up at this place called Sombref. And this was so that Wellington could come to his support on his right flank. And so when it became clear that Napoleon was coming up from France via Charleroi, this is where the Prussians moved to. And so you've got the sense now of the distance between Namur and Sombref. You've got the sense of the distance of the area that the Prussian army was cantonment in, and you can see then that this is the focal point now here for the Prussian army. Now, Sombref is the site of the battle that occurs. That's actually Ligny, and Ligny is the village down in the valley here. But you'll get a good sense now of the area that of where the main battle of Ligny occurs. It's kind of a village. It's got like a little stream or around it. I think it's this place here, and you can see over here on the right is Bry. This is the site of, I think, a windmill where Wellington could look down, and you have Fleurus, where the French come from. I believe this is Ligny now, below us, and the site of the battle is in this area here. And when we come to this, we will see the advantages and disadvantages of the area. It's difficult to imagine right now because there's a lot of modern buildings around it. We'll have to get out of the helicopter when we actually get to the Battle of Ligny, and we'll definitely have a look around to see if we can spot some of the sites. And why it was chosen. I mean, I'm not even sure that it was actually chosen wisely. I think we don't know, but Wellington is believed to have thought that it was a poor position because he didn't like exposing his troops on a forward-facing slope to the French artillery. But it had buildings, it had swampy sort of ground where the streams were that could hold up the French. So I will take a break here so that I'll be able to chop it up for the YouTube peeps. And when we come back, I'm going to fly briefly over to Quatre Bras. And from there we'll head down to Charleroi. And south of Charleroi we'll talk about the French army. We'll do the same thing with the numbers on the French army. And we can then head back, do another flight over so we get familiar with this campaign area. And we can then talk about tactics, things like that. And once that's done, it means that we can then really start the campaign proper. And it's only about episode 40 in the YouTube thing. So we've taken 40 episodes to get here, and we haven't even started the campaign. That, to me, is, I mean, it's just, the level of detail is ridiculous. But so if you like that level of detail, and you think, hey, this guy's got something, this guy, I don't know what it is. He's a bit of a moron, but he's got, some interesting bits about him. Hit the like, hit the follow, hit the cheer button, do all that stuff, and we'll grow the channel together. How's that sound? I'm going to press the button now. By the way, the music you hear in the pause bit is by E. Parat, and it's my music. If you follow that music, it helps support the channel as well. I will see you in a moment when we head off towards Quatre Bras.